Hello, welcome back to Invincible Asia. I'm George Clark and this is my review of Jackie Chan's Hidden Strike. Don't forget folks, before we go any further, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, like the video and all that jibber jabber, and thank you very much for supporting Invincible Asia. It's crazy to think that an action comedy this big, with two of the world's most leading action stars, started production way back in 2018 and is only hitting our screens now. And with that, I literally mean our television screens, because clearly Hidden Strike, starring Jackie Chan and John Cena, was not big enough to gain a cinematic release. Mind you, neither was Jackie Chan's incredible film The Foreigner, which was just criminal in my eyes. As it stands though, Hidden Strike has had a plethora of problems since its production completed, from the COVID-19 pandemic to John Cena pissing off the Chinese government with his innocent comments on Taiwan, and more potentially political issues highlighting the fact that an American soldier is the hero of a Middle Eastern country, especially when the US Army had pulled out of Afghanistan not long before. So, almost 5 years later, and after a host of title changes, Netflix opted to release Hidden Strike to the world, and I have to say, well, this has proven to be one hell of a Marmite movie for most. The film holds many similarities to Wu Jing's Wolf Warrior 2, a movie that was made only a year prior to this, and one that had gained huge global success for many reasons. Of course, it's only natural that the Chinese producers would want to try and replicate that, and I guess that Hidden Strike was their answer. Although, it's a film I'd say is definitely more Hollywood in its approach than Chinese. Without getting too down about things, let me just get the negative points of Hidden Strike out of the way. The first of these has to be the script, which was written by Arash Amel, a writer and producer behind small studio productions such as Erased, Grace of Monaco, The Titan, A Private War, and Rise, a Disney Plus show about a basketball family. While he has seen moderate success for many of those titles, I just feel that had the script for Hidden Strike been in the hands of someone a bit more talented, and actually quite a bit funnier, it would have been a much stronger film. But what we get instead feels like the production was working off a first draft that made me wish they had actually cut a number of questionable moments from the final edit, ultimately pulling together a tighter, more polished 90-minute movie. At the same time though, it's fair to say that Amel's attempts at comedy fall flat for the most part, and even those seem to be ad-libbed by the stars, although I can't deny that there was definitely some genuinely funny moments here and there. My second gripe has to be the overuse of green screen backgrounds and set pieces, something that, when done right, can look pretty damn awesome, but in Hidden Strike it just looks so bloody obvious and a little rough around the edges at times. I totally understand that certain moments in a film like this call for CGI, and yes, there are plenty of moments throughout where it does work, but given the fact that the film itself was delayed for years, would it have killed the producers and director just to take a moment to fix things? Obviously not. And then there's director Scott Waugh, your typical LA-born Hollywood director who made his feature debut with Act of Valor in 2012, a similarly themed action flick that would probably be his best work. Waugh followed up with the well-received Need for Speed, a film experience that he obviously put to use with the vehicle action here in Hidden Strike, and Six Below, a tense drama about a snowboarder trapped in the mountains. While it's clear that the man knows his stuff as a director, I can't help but feel that his work here is far from his best, with Hidden Strike often coming across like a direct-to-video Steven Seagal movie at times. I find it interesting that the promotional trailer for Hidden Strike, created by Netflix, oozed the style of the Expendables films, when Scott's next feature as a director is actually The Expendables 4. But I don't know if I'm getting my hopes up for that one. Anyway, equally interesting is the fact that this was supposed to finally be the big team up between Jackie Chan and Sylvester Stallone, with the latter playing the role of Chris Van Horn that eventually went to John Cena. Apparently, Stallone couldn't commit due to scheduling conflicts, an excuse he seems to have used for the last 30 years, but I think that the wrestler turned actor was a good choice in replacing him. I must admit though, I quite enjoyed him here as Chris Van Horn, and even though it took some time for the chemistry between him and Jackie to feel natural, although I blame the direction for that, I still really enjoyed the pairing of both stars. Of course, the biggest draw for me here, and no doubt for many others, is that Hidden Strike is really a Jackie Chan movie, and one that was released here in the UK in the same week as his wonderful action comedy Ride On. I really loved Jackie in this role, and although his character's direction came on a little strong and serious in the beginning, almost mirroring that of his similar role in Vanguard, we eventually start to see the Jackie Chan we all love and want breaking through as the movie rolls along. On top of that, I feel that this offers us some of the strongest Jackie Chan fight action we have seen in a long time, and we mustn't forget that since its original production began, the superstar had went on to make The Night of Shadows between Yin and Yang, Iron Mask, and the aforementioned Stanley Tong flick Vanguard, as well as Ride On, all of which have been very underrated in my opinion. As Dragon Low, Jackie Chan does a great job with his performance, although is marred by the film's poor script and Scott Waugh's direction choices. Once again, Jackie is shown to be a bad father who crosses paths with his estranged daughter, of whom he hasn't seen for some time due to a broken relationship. As expected though, the bigger part of the story helps bring them closer together, although not without its challenges, and it's a theme I've seen in Chan's movies a number of times over the last decade. While it taunts a more emotional storyline in the beginning, it's clear that the director and producers realised that having Jackie crying wasn't really going to work in an action comedy, and quickly changed their approach. The pair are joined by Danish actor Pilou Asbæk, known for his work on Game of Thrones, The Great Wall and Ghost in the Shell, who plays the main villain of the piece. And while I thought they were going to do something big with his character, I was slightly disappointed to see him come across as just another generic 90s style bad guy. The gorgeous Amadeus Serafini, who made a great impression in the Scream TV series, stars as the younger brother to John Cena, although doesn't really last for long, and the cast of mercenaries and soldiers are filled out with martial arts actors such as Tim Man, Li Huang, Rachel Holloway, Rima Siden, Wang Sen-wei from Jackie Chan's Karate Kid, and Mortal Kombat star Max Huang, one of the latest members of the Jackie Chan stunt team who also helps with the action. Chinese television actress Ma Chun-woo stars as Jackie's daughter Mei, and while she's certainly no Maggie Cheung or Anita Mui, she does a fine job in the role. While fans may be excited to see JC versus JC in Hidden Strike, they will have to wait at least 40 minutes before the two stars actually cross paths and face off against each other. That said, Waugh keeps things moving for the first 40 minutes by delivering an exciting car chase, clearly inspired by Mad Max Fury Road, that allows for some quick scuffles on buses while they race through a giant man-made sandstorm. It's a fun action sequence if you can see past the moments of dodgy CGI, but I just felt like it was missing something, some kind of oomph that was really needed to ramp things up. But it's certainly not boring, mind you, and it does warm things up for the first major fight scene that puts Jackie and John up against each other. This is hugely entertaining and actually makes the fight between Jet Li and Dolph Lundgren in the first Expendables movie pale in comparison. Thankfully, the action team behind it all involves the Jackie Chan stunt team, which includes Paul Andrzejowski, the second non-Asian member of the team after the late Brad Allen, who has been with Jackie Chan since the late 90s, starting with Mr. Nice Guy, Who Am I?, The Accidental Spy, and many more. While he hasn't worked on anything with the team since 2010's Hollywood comedy The Spy Next Door, it was great to know that he was on board with Hidden Strike. Team members Li and Max Huang, who also co-star throughout, double up in the action department, as does the hugely talented Tim Man, who stands out as the tattooed mercenary that gets one of my favourite one-on-one showdowns with Jackie. For the last 20 years, Man has climbed the ranks as one of the most sought-after fight directors and stunt performers working on Thai action flicks like Fighting Beat, Ong Bak 2 and Raging Phoenix. He became the go-to guy for Scott Adkins, who brought him on for films such as Ninja 2, Shadow of a Tear, Boyka, Undisputed, Eliminators, Accident Man 1 and 2, Triple Threat, and many more. Throughout Hidden Strike, Tim proves himself as a menacing and ruthless character, with his fight against Jackie being one of the highlights for me. Taking place in an oil refinery, the pair go toe-to-toe in and around a hardened control room before an industrial fire extinguisher breaks and fills the room with thick suds. Jackie and Tim continue to fight as the foam party grows, eventually using strength and bungee cords to take their battle to new heights in true Jackie Chan fashion. I also mustn't forget the attack on the desert village before that though, another highlight of the film for me, and a brilliantly choreographed piece that allows both Chan and Cena to make great use of their surroundings and kick some ass. They bring the same energy later to a fight that sees him infiltrate the aforementioned oil refinery, which is so much fun and packed full of exciting moves and stunt work. The grand finale of the film enters Rumble in the Bronx territory, with Waugh opting for a massive vehicle stunt rather than a physical showdown. I'm not complaining, mind you, as it does prove to be wildly entertaining, with both JC's and May driving a rocket truck that manages to cause multiple oil trucks go flying through the air, sends Cena through the windscreen, and practically forces everyone off the edge of a cliff. It's equally as funny as it is impressive and, well, apart from its tacky cliche closing joke, is a great action-packed ending to Hidden Strike. With that, it's worth noting what a great job Bruce Law does with the vehicle stunts and action, but you wouldn't expect less from the man that has over 200 credits to his name and has worked with Jackie many times over the years on films such as Operation Condor, City Hunter, Drunken Master 2, Thunderbolt, Chinese Zodiac, Vanguard, and many more. While many fans and critics have been quick to complain about many of the same negatives as myself, I feel it's only fair to say that it's not all bad and Hidden Strike definitely gets better. I'd still love to have seen it get its big screen release worldwide, and I wouldn't say no to seeing a sequel or two featuring the leading characters together again. It's worth noting that the film also benefits from plenty of crisp camera work and a decent supporting cast, and I do hope that, in time, it gains much more of a positive following from all of the fans involved. In fact, I actually enjoyed it a lot more the second time round and knowing what was coming and having gotten over my disappointments from the first time, and to be honest, I think I enjoyed it a little more than Skip Trace. But I must also praise my hero Jackie Chan for delivering some of his finest action in years and highlighting the fact that he was around 64 years of age while doing this. Once again, this incredible man proves that age is just a number and is absolutely the highlight of the film for me, with a run of bloopers over the end credits confirming this as we see Jackie's physicality put to the test over and over again, take after take. I only hope that I'm as fit as he is at that age. But I think it's fair to say that, given the power of the internet and freedom everyone has to criticise the film world, people expect far too much from movies nowadays. Hidden Strike wasn't made for award season or to be taken seriously. In fact, these kind of movies ruled the late 80s and the early 90s. So switch off your brain, get yourself comfy, and enjoy the ride. So overall, while it absolutely lacks some wit and relies far too much on its CGI, Hidden Strike is hugely entertaining at times, and mostly thanks to Jackie Chan. So thank you once again for watching another video here on Invincible Asia. Don't forget you can check out hundreds of others here on the channel. You can also show your continued support by heading over to my new merch store or by checking out invincibleasia.com, where you can read my full movie reviews and follow me on Instagram @InvincibleAsia. Until next time though, enjoy your Kung Fu and I will see you soon.